for many Christians around the world, this is Lent season, which means 40 days of sacrifice and reflection. But there's a woman doing something very different here. Jessie Egan is a Christian, and she's wearing a hijab. She has a blog and where she writes that she wants to remind herself what it feels like to be an outsider. So let's talk to her here. Jessie, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. So where did you get this idea, and how has it been so far?
Well, honestly, I came up with the idea the night before Lent started, and my husband was already in bed, and I was on the couch, and I said, "Hey, what if I wore hijab for Lent?" And we talked about it, and I decided that I was putting on the practice of hospitality by stepping into the shoes of another person, just to kind of get a glimpse into what their public life is like. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to do that to remind myself what it feels like to be on the margins of society.
Sure. And so let me ask you, what negatives might you have you noticed?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I'm doing this so I can remind myself to better love neighbors, strangers, Absolutely. And enemies alike. And you know, out in Peoria, in my real life, it's been a non-issue. I haven't gotten any really negative things from people, but Sure. The internet's a different story. That's where people come out, and you know, they come out of the woodwork, and I've gotten a ton of praise and a ton of people trying to rip me apart on my blog. But I allow those comments to go through. Because I want to remind people that really there's still, unfortunately, a lot of hate in the world. Mm-hmm. But I think that if we work together positively to love people, to love our neighbors, to love people we don't know, our strangers, and to even love our enemies, which seems extremely impossible, that we can make a difference in the world.
Well, have you heard from any Muslims and gotten reaction from them?
Actually, the night before, when I thought of this idea, I talked to my Muslim friend from the Islamic school here in Peoria to see what she thought, because I wanted to make sure I wouldn't offend anyone.
Right.
And she thought it was a great idea. She didn't see any problem with a peaceful act like this. And she told me that her hijab drawer was open to me.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Take care.